Hello and welcome back Bakucrew to another Bakugan Evolutions deck profile and review. This time I am using an Aurelus, Aquos, and Pyrus build. It is about damage, but it is kind of a Singleton deck as well. So I hope you all enjoy it. But before I get right into that though, I do want to say I apologize for my last deck list getting uploaded a little weird because the ending of it got cut off. Sometimes that'll happen. My video quality is not the best, so I do apologize for that because I know that video was cut a little short. Hopefully this one will upload with no problems, and for the rest of the week, I plan on one unboxing as well as finally getting into the repaints and customs a little more on the channel. I know I've only done one episode so far, but this week I do plan on making episode 2. And I am going to finally be custom painting my dual hydronoid, so definitely looking forward to that. Make sure you ring the notification bell so you don't miss it, because that one will be uploaded shortly later on this week. Now then, without further ado, straight into this deck profile. What a wonderful rollout by the channel mascot, by the way. Love Lightning Voltex. Even have the character art now on the gate card. Thought that would be really cool. As always, I am going to start off with the team. So first up, it is going to be Aurelus Blitzfox. It comes with a Green Fist and a Magic Shield core, B power of 600 with 2 damage, and then on a Magic Shield you get to remove an opposing active Bakugan's Bakucore and place it onto the field. So again, this deck isn't necessarily filled with strong Bakugan B power wise, but the effects do help counteract the opponent, and again, try to make the decks a little different, so this one is a bit of a Singleton build. I do have double copies of cards in it, but I try to use more of a variety than I normally do. Next up, it's Pyrus Colossus, there we go. He has 2 Orange Shield Bakucore, B power of 400 with 6 damage. And then when he lands on an orange shield, he gets plus 300 B power. So a little iffy. I mean, definitely not as strong as some Bakugan can be. But with 6 damage, that's pretty nice. So again, geared towards a damage style deck. Finally, believe it or not, another Bakugan that I'm sure people think's kind of weak right now. And that is Aquos Pegatrix. So, it has a core lineup of 2 Flaming Fists, B power of 200 with 6 damage as well. So 2 Bakugan on the team have 6 damage, which is really nice. 200 B power does hurt a lot, and that's why I'm running Mac in the deck. But anyway, on a Flaming Fist, you get to steal a Bakucore from an opposing active Bakugan and place it on your own active Bakugan. Again, just like Blitzfox, some of those new mechanics to kind of help out with the lower power level. Now for the Bakucore I run, nothing fancy. Aurelus getting a little hate here just because they don't have a Bakucore for it yet. Spin Master, if you're watching this, make a Bakucore for Aurelus Bakugan, seriously. But anyway, so 2 Orange Shields, 400 to Aquos and Pyrus. For Blitzfox's core, plus 100 B power, and then Aquos and Pyrus get plus 3 damage. The Vanilla Magic Shield plus 650 B power. And then to wrap things up, the 2 Flaming Fists, or Red Fist, however you want to say it. I have 2 plus 250 B power and plus 3 damage. So that's the team. That's the Bakucore lineup. Really straightforward. Blitzfox definitely lacking there. I don't have a lot of core that help it. Really just aiming for that blue shield most of the time or a Flaming Fist depending on the cards in hand. So yeah, really basic. Probably not the strongest. After building last week's deck profiles, I actually built this one and the previous one with what I had left. So there's not a whole lot of synergy as much as the other decks. But I did make all of these at once. Anywho, going on into the deck profile. So remember I said a lot of single cards, starting off with 1 Fireball, 1 energy for plus 3 damage. Fire Floor, 1 energy for plus 2 damage and you get to scan. Fusion Mind Burn, 1 energy for plus 100 B power and you get to draw 1. Sorry, thought it was 1 damage, but no, you actually get a draw card from that card, which is pretty cool. 1 Rack of Fury, 1 energy for plus 3 damage and you get to scan. So a little better than Fire Floor, but pretty much the same thing. Then I'm running 1 Anger, 2 energy for plus 300 B power, and then Fury. If you have no cards in hand, you do get to draw 2. So that's really nice, if it ever comes up. After that, I am using the 2 Body Breaker because I have an excuse to. 2 energy for Battle Mastery, so you get to choose one, either plus 300 B power or plus 4 damage. Kind of helps out situationally, and I really like it. Use it whenever I use an Aurelus. Now I have another 2 of it is Chomping Tornado, 2 energy for plus 500 B power. Followed by Claw Cutter, 2 energy for plus 4 damage. And then here's kind of some of the strategy of the deck, so it does have a little power, and everything is not all over the place. 2 Hot Potato, so 2 energy to remove an enemy Bakugan's Bakucrew, negate its effect, and return the Bakucrew to the field face down. 2 Might of Syndius, 2 energy for plus 1 damage, and the turn you play it, the victor is decided by highest damage instead of B power. Kind of important to this deck, obviously. 1 Pyro Boiler, 2 energy for plus 6 damage. Razor Fin, 2 energy for plus 3 damage and 1 Frost Strike. Kind of bring the cards up on camera a little more. There we go. Dual Strike, 3 energy for a double strike and you may reroll your Bakugan. 1 Hydro Barrage, 3 energy to draw a card, and then Flow, if you played another card this turn, plus 500. So really neat. It does pair well with a lot of the 1 of energy cost cards you have. Icicle, 3 energy for plus 6. Impact Laser is simply 3 energy for plus 7. And this is damage, obviously. Pyrus Spark, 3 energy for plus 300 B power and double strike. 1 Talon Slash, 3 energy for plus 4 damage, and then if the Bakugan's damage becomes 10 or greater, you get to draw a card. After that is probably Mac, the 1 card that you would want 3 of in the deck, obviously. 4 energy for a hero that when you play it, the victor is decided by damage instead of B power. Otherwise, your Bakugan just get plus 2 more damage. Really cool. 2 Cloak Defense just to help with the draw power. 4 energy to scan and then draw 3. 1 Aquos Lightning Rain, 5 energy for plus 700 B power, scan and draw 1. Aquos Steam Strike, 5 energy for plus 5 Frost Strike and double strike. So, just kind of a really cool card. Probably would have more of it if I owned more copies. 2 Fire Vortex, blah, jeez. 6 energy for plus 6 damage, which isn't all that great. But if you have no cards in your hand when you play it, so the Fury effect is actually plus 12 instead, which is really nice. And then Telekinesis Crown, so 6 energy for a Bakugear with an armor rating of 2. Otherwise, the Bakugan equipped is going to get 600 B power and 6 damage. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Now moving on to the flip cards for the deck. Fluid Form, 1 energy to block a Aquos or Fusion Bakugan. Pyrostopper Slam, 1 energy to block a Pyrus or Fusion Bakugan. Aqua Speed, 1 energy to block a Darkus or Ventus Bakugan. Swift Flame, 1 energy to block a Darkus or Chaos. 2 Golden Wall, 3 energy to block a non-fusion. 1 Burning Cloud, 4 energy to block a non-fusion Bakugan, and if you do, you make a Pyrus attack for 2. So, kind of letting Colossus get some free damage in there. And then finally, Sneaky Squid for the main deck, so 4 energy to block a non-fusion Bakugan, and if you do, you draw 1. That does it for the deck profile. Now getting into the Nanogon, which don't really fit the deck. It's not the best team, I guess, I could have put together. But again, when I was making all of these decks, I did make them all at once. The deck previously uploaded and then this one were meant for last week, but I kind of ran out of time. I had videos uploaded differently than expected. So yeah, don't crucify me because these Nanogon aren't the best. So for the Pyrus Nanogon, I have Nano Crystalline on a Helix plus 100, and then on a Helix Green Fist and Orange Shield plus 2500 B power. And that was plus 100 B power on the Helix. But yeah, so I know you can't really use any of the effects off of Nano Crystalline unless the opponent has a Helix and you steal it. But it was like the only Pyrus Nanogon I had left, and I was running out of them to use. After that, it is Aquos Nano Riptide again. Green Fist and Orange Shield, you get to remove a enemy Bakugan's Bakucrew. And then on double Green Fist, Orange Shield, you get to do the same thing, and plus 1400 B power. So probably the strongest Nanogon on the team, honestly. And the only one that you would really want to run. The other two are kind of fillers. I mean, Nano Scorcher right here, you could probably use. But again, it's just really hard to get their effects off with this team. So they're not the best. Obviously, you want to replace these Nanogon with whichever ones you have or whichever ones you think are better. But moving on, Orange Shield, Magic Shield, plus 700. Double Orange Shield, 1 Magic Shield, plus 1100 B power. And you get to steal a Bakucrew from an opposing active Bakugan. Really strong, just really hard effects to set up with this particular team, with this particular build. But like I always say, I try to keep things new, fresh, exciting, and entertaining. This deck I certainly think is entertaining, if not anything else. But thank you all for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Before you leave, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already for more awesome Bakugan deck lists, unboxings, customs, and who knows, I might have something new coming out later. I don't know yet, but thank you all so much for your continued support. It means a lot. And as of recording, I have 575 subscribers. That is Bakugan rolling awesome. Thank you all so much, and I couldn't do it without your support. So until next time, I'm out.